No man, I can't believe it. Tashlich is all locked in. How are we ever going to do Tashlich now?
Benzine, we're going scoping around for a place to go do Tashlich or Rosh Hashanah. That's what you're doing now.
By the way, the Rebbe actually climbed the fence one time to go to Tashlich. Could you show me how that's done?
Yeah. But I don't think this qualifies. Anyways, Rabbi Sai, this is the last week of the year. I saw a beautiful vart from the Bnei Yissaschar. The Bnei Yissaschar says that counting from from Elul until after Yom Kippur, I think he says it's 960 hours, and we have to utilize these 60 hours to go to build up and utilize it in all these positive energy and force to do tshuva and correct and do everything that's supposed to be signed and sealed for Ksiva Chsima Tova. So what's the significance of 960? He says because the din of a mikvah is that a mikvah is a kosher mikvah when it has 960 lugim of water. And just like a mikvah is mitayr, if we, God willing, these 960 hours we utilize properly, and every yid becomes tar. So Yossi, I have a beautiful vart from your Zeder, Rabbi Moshe Wolfson, Olav Shalom. He writes that just like by a mikvah, the taki need 960 lugim, and that's actually, according to some shittas, a barrier doesn't become batel unless it's 960, because and every person is a barrier. But Rabbi Moshe Wolfson says in Hashainas, we say Hashaina Shalosh Shois. What's the Shalosh Shois? The 3 hours. So Moshe Wolfson of Shalom says, by a mikvah, the din is that if you have 3 lugim of mayim shuvim, it passes the mikvah. So we make sure that the 960 hours should be gazetz, all tshuva, Torah, ma'asim tovim, and don't even let a small amount, 3 hours. Make sure every moment of this time we occupying the right thing. Now, sometimes listen, the Sutton is a troublemaker. The Sutton is a big time troublemaker, but we're smart enough to outsmart the Sutton. I saw a Rosh Tevis for the title Sutton, Shoita Tipish Nar. Listen, we're smarter than that, and we do a lot of things to be involved with the Sutton. Rabbi Say, buckle down, outsmart this fool, and we'll be successful. Utilize this time, we'll be successful. Now, one of the reasons it's brought that we dip the tapuach, the apple, and the bread in honey, specifically in honey, is honey, even though there's so many other things that are sweet, honey is very unique. Honey, take a fruit. If you peel a fruit and you let it unpeeled, it becomes black, it becomes colored. The way you could preserve the fruit that doesn't lose the color is glaze it with honey. This is basically what we tell Hashem. You know, sometimes we unlayer ourselves, sometimes we get associated with things that we don't want to, but please glaze us with honey. We really want to stay same color, clean and white. We're solely connected to you, Hashem. Now, what do we got to do? We got to sit and daven. This is the time where we spend most of the time in davening. People don't even realize what kind of mitzvah you do when you get involved in davening. It says in the Mudges Chassidim, you know, Mudges are famous for nigunim. It says, you know, there's a mitzvah of prika and te'ina. If you see somebody struggling or is carrying a package, help him unload, help him load. He says that mitzvah you could perform when you're sitting in shul. What kind of packages you're unloading? I know sometimes your family comes next to me and they're coming with packages and bags, and no, that's not prika and te'ina. The chazan might be struggling. He needs some community to sing along, to hum along, and make life a little easier. So when you hum along and you sing along, that's pashut helping him carry his load. Others even go as far as saying it's like sameh dam re'echa, it's achmanis. Give him a breathing time. So get involved in the davening, and the better you daven, the stronger you daven. Of course, Hashem will listen. Hashem will listen to all our tefillas. Now, there's a beautiful story with Rav Mendel Futterfass. Rav Mendel Futterfass says there was once the Kazakhstan ended up coming to our city, and they came there on Shabbos. Community Kazakhstan, they went to the bar, they got drunk, and they were supposed to leave next morning. So most of the guys woke up in the morning and stood up and left. One guy slept through, and he realized that his platoon left. So he realized he's the last one left. So he ran, grabbed his, jumped on his horse, but he needed some food. So he ran into the Jewish home, and he saw what the Jewish people had. They had hot cholent. So he stuffed in a hot cholent on the sides of the horse, and he really didn't realize what he was doing. The horse was running like a madman because he has burning cholent all over him, and the horse was running towards the enemy. It was running so much. No cholent yet. He was running so fast and so strong that the enemy saw him coming. They got so afraid, so frightened that the enemy turned around. So Mendel says that the lesson of the story is a person has to get himself ignited, warm with Torah, warm with tefillah. And when you get the warmth of Torah and tefillah, you could fly, you could travel, you could break every single barrier that there is. And I would like to finish off with one tzachus. One of the things that we start saying now from Rosh Hashanah on is Zochreinu l'chaim v'l'chafetz b'chaim v'kasveinu b'sefer ha'chaim. So there's a story, I think, with one of the Belzer Rebbes, that he went out to see what the people are doing on Rosh Hashanah or Aseret Yemei Tshuva, and he stopped in by a Pashta person's house to watch what he was doing. And he watched something very funny. He watched this simple person setting up his table, putting down a couple, making a nice l'chaim, drinking one drink, another drink, and he sees this and he turns around and goes home. The Gabbai was all surprised. What's the Rebbe looking at a person drinking? So eventually he went to that person's home and he says, "What was going on? Now, I want to tell you, me and the Rebbe were watching you from the outside." She said, "I'll tell you. I was a successful businessman. I was a successful businessman, and Nebuch, things weren't going good. So when things weren't going good, I said, you know what? If it's not going good for me, why should I continue doing Torah mitzvahs the way I was?" So I cut off the minyan every morning. Then things were going worse. I cut off my shiurei Torah, and things went, as we say in the Red, worse and worse. And at the end, I made myself a cheshbon and nefesh. It's not toiv l'shamayim, not toiv l'brius. I'm not getting anything. The Eibishter's not getting anything. So I made a deal with the Eibishter. Eibishter, let's settle it. Let's start all over again. Let's negotiate a deal. I'll start coming back to minyan. I'll start doing Torah mitzvahs up to what you want, and you start blessing me with everything. And what's the meaning when you make a deal? You celebrate. You make a l'chaim. So he sat down and he poured some l'chaim.
This is like a plagiarism over here.
This is a story. Listen.
This is the Sarah Shalom from Bell's story.
Right.
I can't believe it.
Right. You know the story?
Yeah.
So he says l'chaim, but the Eibishter, and he says the Eibishter, you're not drinking your cup, so I'll drink your cup. I say, somebody teach, this is what we say, Zochreinu l'chaim, Hashem, l'chaim, because our deal is on. We're saying l'chaim, that the Eibishter, I'm going to be good, and the Eibishter is going to bless each and every one of us with a ksiva v'chsiva tova shana tova mesuka.
Oh man, no.
You do the Kia Gedolah. See? Okay, culture.